Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chill English Channel. We're so happy you're here with us today.
Hi everyone. Whether you're relaxing at home, driving to work, practicing your English, or simply enjoying a peaceful moment, thank you for spending some time with us.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Jake.
Today we're going to talk about one simple skill that has the power to change almost every area of your life.
It's something every successful person does.
Every strong relationship depends on it.
Every great opportunity often begins with it.
And surprisingly, many people are afraid of it.
Today's topic is
The power of asking in your life.
That's a really interesting topic.
It is, because asking seems like such a simple thing.
Yet it can completely change the direction of your life.
Think about it. Every answer you've ever received,
Every friendship you've ever started,
every job you've ever applied for,
every lesson you've ever learned,
all of them began with a question.
someone asked.
That's true.
Yet many people stay silent.
Why do you think that is?
I think they're afraid.
Afraid of what?
Being rejected, looking foolish, hearing the word no.
That's something almost everyone experiences.
Even confident people sometimes hesitate before asking for something,
Whether it's asking for help,
asking for advice,
asking for a promotion,
asking someone out for coffee.
or simply asking a question in class.
Fear often stops people before they even begin.
Today's conversation isn't about asking for everything you want.
Not at all.
It's about understanding that asking opens doors.
While staying silent often keeps those doors closed.
And along the way, we'll learn useful English vocabulary and natural sentence patterns.
Before we begin, if you enjoy learning English through calm and meaningful conversations like this, please subscribe to Chill English Channel.
Your support helps us continue creating relaxing English lessons for learners around the world.
All right, Sophia.
Yes?
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Have you ever missed an opportunity simply because you were too afraid to ask?
Honestly, yes. More than once.
Really?
When I was younger, I often believed people would automatically notice my hard work.
But that didn't always happen.
Exactly. Sometimes I wanted help, but I didn't ask. Sometimes I wanted advice, but I stayed quiet. Sometimes I wanted an opportunity, but I assumed the answer would be no.
That's such a common mistake.
Then one day, someone told me something I'll never forget.
What was it?
They said, if you don't ask, the answer is already no.
Wow, that's powerful.
It really changed the way I think, because when you ask, there are only two possible answers,
Yes?
or no. But when you never ask,
The answer is always no.
exactly.
That's today's first vocabulary word.
Opportunity.
An opportunity is a chance to do something that could improve your life or help you achieve a goal.
For example, learning English has created many new opportunities for me.
Or, she didn't want to miss the opportunity to study abroad.
Native speakers often use this word when talking about careers, education, business, and personal growth.
Another important word is hesitate.
Hesitate means to pause because you're uncertain, nervous, or afraid.
For example, don't hesitate to ask questions if you don't understand.
Or, he hesitated before giving his presentation.
That's a very common expression. You'll often hear people say, please don't hesitate to ask.
Especially teachers.
Or customer service representatives.
Or managers at work.
Sophia, why do you think people are so afraid of hearing the word no?
I think many people believe rejection says something about who they are.
But does it?
Not necessarily. Sometimes the answer is no simply because the timing isn't right.
Or because the other person isn't able to help?
Or because circumstances are different than we imagine.
Exactly. A no isn't always personal.
That's such an important lesson.
Successful people hear no all the time.
The difference is
They don't let one no stop them forever.
they ask again,
They learn.
they improve.
And they continue moving forward.
Which brings us to another useful vocabulary word.
Confidence.
Confidence means believing in yourself enough to take action, even when the outcome is uncertain.
Notice something interesting.
What's that?
Confidence doesn't mean you're never afraid.
That's true.
It means you choose to act even though you're afraid.
I love that definition. For example, speaking English every day helped me build confidence.
Or, she finally had the confidence to ask for a promotion.
Let's teach our listeners another useful sentence pattern.
Great idea.
You can say, I've always wanted to.
For example, I've always wanted to learn another language.
Or, I've always wanted to start my own business.
That's a very natural way to talk about long-term dreams.
Here's another useful pattern.
I finally decided to.
For example, I finally decided to ask my manager for feedback.
Or, I finally decided to stop being afraid of asking questions.
Native speakers often use this pattern when describing an important decision or turning point in their lives.
You know, Sophia, I think one question can sometimes change an entire life.
I agree. A student asks a teacher for help.
An employee asks for an opportunity.
A traveler asks for directions.
A friend asks, "Are you okay?"
Those questions may seem ordinary.
But the answers can completely change someone's future.
Maybe the greatest opportunities in life aren't always found.
Maybe they're simply waiting for someone brave enough to ask.
Earlier, we talked about why so many people are afraid to ask.
And how one simple question can completely change the direction of someone's life.
Now, let's talk about something many people misunderstand.
Asking isn't a sign of weakness.
In fact,
It often takes courage.
think about it. When you ask a question, you're admitting that you don't know something.
And surprisingly, many people are uncomfortable doing that.
They worry they'll look inexperienced
Or unintelligent.
or unprepared.
So instead of asking,
They stay silent.
unfortunately, staying silent often creates even bigger problems.
That's so true. Imagine starting a new job,
Your manager explains a task.
but you don't completely understand it.
You have two choices.
You can ask for clarification.
Or you can pretend you understand.
Which choice do you think usually leads to a better result?
Definitely asking.
Exactly. One simple question can save hours of confusion later.
That's why today's first vocabulary word is clarify.
Clarify means to make something easier to understand.
For example, could you clarify what you mean?
Or, I asked my teacher to clarify the grammar rule.
Native speakers use this word very often in business meetings, classrooms, and professional conversations.
Another useful expression is speak up.
Speak up means to express your thoughts or ask a question instead of remaining silent.
It could also mean speaking louder.
But today, we're talking about expressing yourself.
For example, if you don't understand something, speak up.
Or, she finally spoke up during the meeting.
Sophia, were you always comfortable asking questions?
Honestly, not at all.
Really?
When I was in school, I was afraid of asking questions in front of the class.
Why?
I thought everyone else already knew the answer.
I think many students feel exactly the same way.
The funny thing is, later I discovered that many of my classmates had the same question.
They were just too nervous to ask.
Exactly. Sometimes the person who asks the question ends up helping everyone else.
That's such a wonderful point.
It reminds us that asking isn't selfish.
Sometimes it's helpful.
Another place where asking is incredibly important is in relationships.
Definitely.
People often expect others to know what they're thinking.
But nobody can read minds.
Exactly. Sometimes we expect our friends to know we're upset.
Or we expect our family to know what we need.
But unless we communicate, they may never know.
That's why another important vocabulary word is communication.
Communication means sharing information, thoughts, or feelings with other people.
Good communication usually begins with good questions.
For example, Honest communication builds stronger relationships.
Or, good communication helps people solve problems together.
Jake, what's one question you think people should ask more often?
That's easy.
Really?
Yes, I think people should ask, "How can I help?"
I love that.
Those 4 words are incredibly powerful.
They show kindness,
Respect,
support.
and genuine care for another person.
I think another important question is, can you teach me?
That's a great one.
Successful people never stop learning.
And people who keep learning?
Usually keep asking.
Exactly. Curiosity is often the beginning of growth.
Curiosity is another excellent vocabulary word. Curiosity means having a strong desire to learn or understand something.
For example, her curiosity helped her become a great scientist.
Or, curiosity is one of the best qualities a student can have.
Native speakers often connect curiosity with creativity and lifelong learning.
Let's teach another useful sentence pattern.
Good idea.
You can say, would you mind?
This is one of the most polite ways to ask for something.
For example, would you mind explaining that again?
Or, would you mind giving me some advice?
That's a very natural expression you'll hear every day.
Here's another useful pattern.
Could you help me with?
For example, could you help me with my pronunciation?
Or, could you help me with this project?
That's one of the most useful questions English learners can practice.
Absolutely, because asking for help isn't something to be embarrassed about.
In fact, most people enjoy helping when they're asked respectfully.
That's true. Think about the last time someone sincerely asked for your help.
It probably felt good,
Exactly. Helping others often gives people a sense of purpose.
which means asking can actually create a positive experience for both people.
That's something many people never think about,
They worry they're bothering someone.
when in reality, they might be giving that person an opportunity to be kind.
That's a beautiful way to look at it.
Another important lesson is that asking doesn't guarantee you'll always hear yes.
Of course not.
Sometimes the answer will still be no,
And that's perfectly okay.
because every no teaches you something.
It teaches resilience.
It teaches confidence,
It teaches persistence.
and sometimes it simply leads you toward a better opportunity.
Maybe courage isn't about never hearing no,
Maybe courage is having the confidence to keep asking anyway,
because every meaningful opportunity begins the same way.
with one simple question.
We've talked about why asking takes courage.
We explored how asking can create opportunities, strengthen relationships, and help us continue learning.
But before we finish today's conversation, let's talk about one final idea.
Sometimes, the most important person you need to ask.
Is yourself.
That's an interesting thought.
Many people spend years asking everyone else what they should do.
Their family,
Their friends,
their coworkers.
even strangers on the internet.
But they rarely stop to ask themselves.
What do I really want?
That's such a simple question.
Yet it's surprisingly difficult to answer.
Because life becomes noisy.
Everyone has an opinion.
Everyone has advice.
Everyone tells you what success should look like.
But eventually, you have to decide what success means to you.
Exactly.
Jake, do you think people ask themselves enough questions?
Honestly, probably not.
Why do you say that?
Because we're often so busy living that we forget to reflect.
We ask, what should I do next?
But maybe we should also ask, why am I doing this?
That's a powerful question.
It really is. Sometimes one honest question reveals an answer we've been avoiding for years.
That's why today's first vocabulary word is awareness.
Awareness means understanding what's happening around you and inside your own mind.
It means noticing your thoughts, your habits, your emotions, and your choices.
For example, self-awareness helps people make better decisions.
Or, the experience gave me a new awareness of what truly matters.
Awareness is often the first step toward positive change.
Because we can't improve something we never notice.
Exactly.
Another important lesson about asking is knowing who to ask.
That's true.
Imagine you wanted to become healthier.
Would you ask someone who never exercises?
Probably not.
If you wanted to learn English fluently,
Would you ask someone who never speaks English?
of course not.
Successful people often ask advice from people who have already achieved what they hope to achieve.
That's called learning from experience.
Instead of trying to discover everything alone,
They learn from people who have already walked the path.
that's a very smart approach.
Another useful vocabulary word is guidance.
Guidance means advice or help that leads someone in the right direction.
For example, my teacher gave me valuable guidance.
Or, young people often benefit from good guidance.
Sometimes one conversation can save years of mistakes.
That's amazing when you think about it.
Jake, what's one question you think everyone should ask themselves at least once a year?
I think I'd ask, am I becoming the person I want to be?
I love that question.
Because life changes slowly,
Day by day,
habit by habit.
decision by decision.
If we never stop to check our direction,
We might arrive somewhere we never wanted to go.
that's such an important lesson. What about you? What question would you choose?
I think I'd ask, what's stopping me?
Interesting.
Because many times the biggest obstacle isn't outside us.
It's inside us.
Fear,
Self-doubt.
overthinking.
Waiting for the perfect moment.
Once we recognize those things, we can begin changing them.
Exactly.
Let's teach another useful sentence pattern.
Great idea.
You can say, I've learned to,
For example, I've learned to ask for help when I need it.
or I've learned to ask more questions instead of pretending I know everything.
That's a very natural sentence pattern.
Here's another one. One thing I've realized is,
For example, one thing I've realized is that asking questions helps me grow.
or one thing I've realized is that rejection isn't the end of the journey.
Native speakers often use this pattern when sharing personal experiences.
Another thing worth remembering is that asking isn't only about receiving.
That's true. Sometimes asking shows respect.
Sometimes it builds trust.
Sometimes it starts a friendship.
Sometimes it saves a relationship.
Sometimes one sincere question, "How are you really doing?" can mean more than a long speech.
Because people don't always need perfect advice.
Sometimes they simply need someone who cares enough to ask.
That's beautiful.
Before we finish, let's do a little speaking practice together.
If possible, answer these questions out loud.
First question, when was the last time you asked someone for help?
Second question, is it easy or difficult for you to ask questions? Why?
Third question, who has given you the best advice in your life?
Fourth question, what's one question you've always wanted to ask but never had the courage to ask?
Fifth question, what question could you ask today that might improve your life?
Try using today's sentence patterns.
For example, I've learned to,
Or, one thing I've realized is.
or I've always wanted to.
Speaking your answers out loud is one of the best ways to improve your English naturally.
Before we say goodbye, let's quickly review today's conversation.
We talked about courage,
Opportunity,
communication,
confidence,
curiosity,
guidance.
and the life-changing power of asking.
We also learned useful vocabulary and natural English sentence patterns that you can use in everyday conversations.
But perhaps the biggest lesson is this.
Every opportunity begins with a conversation,
Every conversation begins with a question.
and every question begins with the courage to ask.
Don't let fear answer questions you never asked.
Don't assume people will say no.
Don't let uncertainty stop you before you even begin.
Ask the question.
Ask for help.
Ask for feedback.
Ask for the opportunity.
Ask someone how they're feeling.
Ask yourself what kind of life you truly want to build.
Because one simple question, asked at the right moment, can change the course of an entire life.
Now it's time for our question of the day.
What is one question you've been afraid to ask, and what's stopping you from asking it?
You can begin your answer like this. I've always wanted to ask because.
We always enjoy reading your answers.
They're a wonderful way to practice your English while encouraging learners from all around the world.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, and subscribe to Chill English channel.
Thank you for learning English with us today.
Keep practicing a little every day.
And remember,
The answer you need may be waiting,
but you'll never hear it.
unless you're brave enough to ask.
Goodbye, everyone.
We'll see you in the next episode.